Lo que pasa es que ya como yo...
Okay. Can't remember what class it is.
Pencil.
Pencil. Pencil? Hmm. So this is just a little bit left to do, right? Okay. Then you're done?
Yeah.
You're done with everything?
This little bit and then a discussion board for this class, and then I'm done. For this one, just a discussion board.
Job.
Yeah, like almost we just need to turn in all the remaining missing work and stuff, and then I'm good.
Okay, so you're in pretty good shape.
For one of the class, almost everything done. And then the other one, almost everything done too. We just turn in the missing work.
So you're doing better than you did. That's great.
Yeah, it went by very fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. But you're getting good.
Yeah, it went by very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not so bad. Good job, this semester. All right. Where do you think we left off?
Last time I think for this one we were toward the end.
Yeah, I think so too. Like
Let me. I think we end at like the last sentence of washback.
okay. So we're gonna finish that sentence.
The one on page 5.
Am I right there? I think I'm
Yeah, on page 5.
slow. Part 4. It's kind of confusing. It's their assessment. The assessment. Yes. Assessments. Just why don't we change some of this? Because I remember specifying. You said it was specific, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it specified? Which item of customer assessment measures a specific objective? I don't understand. It's really standing. This, there's no way I would let that go. Okay. Okay. Discuss 30 minutes. Christmas includes the test. The 30 minutes. I'm sorry, I went backwards.
Oh,
Because it looks weird to me. My classmates' assessment includes the 30 minutes necessary for students to finish the test. Students will be given a trip plan worksheet for the list of claims. Okay. No, I'm not doing validity. Assessment measures. What is supposed to measure activities, tasks, or classmates' assessment boards below variables. Each of the tasks. It's just, these are skills which students will be learning doing. Being performance during classmates' assessment includes a group of potential tests. Activity along pair work activities. Classmates said. Pair work activities said. Needs to be both of the students. Both students. Oops. Work activities, like the classmate said, needs to have agreement from both of the students. Discussed. Classmates' assessments does offer useful information testing ability because students are able to use it. Washback. Classmates' assessment earned a 2 out of 5 for washback because it looks like that part 4 didn't include all the task items they included in part 3, which made it confusing. Classmates' assessment is designed to give relevant feedback for the objective testing. It's kind of confusing since their assessment had included 2 types of scoring for variance. Since the assessments part 3, 4, actually 4 included 2 types of scoring. In part 3 of the assessment, the scoring. In part 3 assessment.
they so-called included words of like what they're instead of the chart form of a rubric,
Okay.
it just had the words,
Okay.
and then the word task one, the words that like of what activities they're gonna do with each task,
Okay.
and then like 0 out of 5 that criteria at the end in quotation marks in the parentheses.
Okay. Okay.
And then at the very bottom, it said total would be 20 points for all
Okay,
four
okay.
tasks of 5 points. That's what I was trying to say here for that
Okay.
part.
Suspects. Score. Part 3 where suspects scored 4 tasks. B, Queen, 0. Scored 4 tasks. Oh,
So sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. Did you guys want to look at your by chance?
I haven't seen anything. You're welcome to look, but sure.
Sorry for interrupting.
That's okay. Did you find it?
I think I looked at it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Previous scored 4 tasks. 4 tasks. Oh yeah. Using a scale of 0 points for a total of 20 points for 4 tasks for all 4 tasks. Okay. Part 3 of the assessment. Score the 4 tasks using a scale. Using a scale of 0 to 5 points for a total of 20 points for all of all this all of the 4 tasks taken together. Okay. Scored in part 4 for the assessment. Used. Seems that both of the scoring of the assessment seems. Is it both parts here? Seems that both parts of the scoring of the assessment. Yeah.
And that's still called the one that has in part 3. Seems like it was a rubric, but they didn't put in the table chart for that.
Okay.
It just said the words and then 0 to 5 points for it. They didn't make a chart for that 4 tasks. They just wrote the wording for what they're gonna grade them on, and then their points at the end of the
Okay.
words they were graded.
So I can use the word parts here, right? It seemed that both parts of the scoring of the assessment are supposed to be rubrics.
Yeah, it's what I was trying to say.
Okay. The item in part 3 aren't included in 2 things. The items mentioned in part 3 aren't included in part 4 of the assessment, which is kind of confusing. I don't see a pre-test opportunity to review the subject matter assessment, but I don't think we want to come up. But I think it's because their topic is about activities you can do on the weekend. Put a period there because it's a run-on. Students should already have an idea. I remember this. Interesting. And an idea of what activities they like to do on the weekends and where they would like to travel in the future. Part about written feedback to students. Here. is part about written feedback to students is briefly mentioned during reporting results. Students in part 3 of their assessment. I'm not sure if they will include comments during their written feedback. I'm not sure if they will include comments during their written feedback
Because they didn't say anything about
to the students.
it in the paper at all.
Okay,
They just had the chart and stuff, the rubric
Okay.
table.
okay,
They didn't write anything of like if when they're gonna give them comments and stuff, or like how they're gonna do the grading.
okay,
When they're so-called the question was asking, like, would the teacher be able to grade the assessment within the easy time frame and stuff like that? That's
okay. The part about returning the tests to students isn't really mentioned in the assessment. But did see how they are willing to help students during the assessment if they have questions about language or time challenges.
so that was why it's like that is because that's what my classmate had in their paper.
Okay.
I was trying to kind of quote their paper.
Yeah.
That's
You don't
what
want to use a quote?
No?
No?
That's why I italicized it.
Okay, that's fine. Assessment if they have questions about language or time challenges. Part 4. Okay, fine. So now we're on practicality. I think we're going to My classmates' assessment earned a 2 out of 5 for practicality because the question in the practicality checklist So because you can't find an answer?
I couldn't find their answer to that. I couldn't find the answer to that question about when the teacher will be able to grade it.
Okay. Question? Does not seem to have answer. Seem to have answer as to whether, to make sure I'm getting this right. Oops, did I hear the wrong one? Does not seem to have answers to whether, the teacher will be able to grade the test before the assessment. No, within a feasible time frame. I guess it's 2 words. Give answers to whether the teacher will be able to grade the test in a feasible time frame. It seems like the administrative details are clearly established before the assessment, as I can see it being mentioned in part 4. It seems like the administrative details are clearly established. Seems like before the assessment, we'll cut it here and put it back. Edit, cut. It seems like before the assessment.
Well, yeah, it was about like before the assessment was the directions given to the students.
Okay, it seems like before the assessment, the administrative details are clearly established. As I see them be mentioned in part 4 of their assessment. Students are able to complete the test reasonably with the set time, able to complete the test reasonably within a set time frame. Between the 30 minutes of my classmates. Is it one classmate or
Yeah, it was one.
Apostrophe S, not S apostrophe. Set time frame. I think that's right. Students are able to complete the test Oops. Since you're able to complete this reasonably within 30 minutes, my classmates set time frame. Because, no. All right, students. Able to complete the test reasonably. Is that right?
Yeah.
Seems like before this has been established. For the test, students are able to complete the test reasonably within 30 minutes. My classmate, yeah. My classmate said, quote, "If 30 minutes for this assessment, take your time to think and plan your weekend trip details." Let's see, let's put this in the beginning. During the time management part of their assessment in part 4, my classmate said, "You have 30 minutes for this assessment. Take your time to think and plan your weekend trip details." Yeah. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
During the time.
There's a
one
period.
comma. Yeah, there's a comma. Comma. Why? Why? During the time management part of their assessment, part 3, the classmates said you have 30 minutes for this assessment. Take your time to think and plan your week. Okay, that's good. I'm not sure about my classmates' cost of the assessment. Is it one classmate or more than one?
It's the same person.
Just one. Okay, so apostrophe S, not S apostrophe. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure about my classmates' cost of their assessments. I'm not sure about the cost of my classmates' assessment. There we go. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm not sure about the cost of my classmates' assessment, but I think I'm not sure about the cost of my classmates' assessment. Should be a comma. Consider. But I think it should be free, and the items are provided by the teacher or testimony. Free items. Say should be instead of are. Should be provided by the teacher or his administrator. Teacher will provide each student the trip planning worksheet and the vocabulary list according to part 4 of their assessment of students on the day of the assessment. I think, can we put according to part 4 up here? Right here? Like this?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
According to part 4, the teacher will provide each student the trip planning worksheet and the vocabulary list. Just according to part 4. Or okay, let's go here. Part 4 of your assessment of students on the day of the assessment. Teacher provide each student a trip planning worksheet and the vocabulary list. Okay. Okay. The scoring evaluation system isn't mentioned, indeed, in my classmates' assessment about when the teacher will grade. The scoring evaluation system isn't mentioned in the classmates' assessment about when the teacher will grade the assessment. The methods for reporting results in my classmates' assessment the methods for reporting results in my classmates' assessment are what methods are. Methods for reporting results in my classmates' assessment are unclear. Methods for reporting results in classmates' assessment are unclear. It is unclear when. It is unclear when methods for reporting results so is that right? It is unclear when the methods for reporting results in my classmates' assessments, when they'll be, right?
Yeah, that was
It's unclear when the methods for reporting results will be. Okay, will be. It is unclear when the methods for reporting results in my classmates' assessment will be. Okay. And when students will be getting their grades back. Is that correct?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unclear when methods for reporting results in my classmates' assessment will be and when students will be getting their grades back. I think part 3, briefly mentioned how the results will be reported back to the students. Okay.
Mhm.
I think part 3 briefly mentioned results will be reported out. Authenticity. We're getting there. My classmates assessment earned a 5 out of 5 for authenticity because their maybe not. Because their assessment meets everything in the checklist for authenticity. Is that correct?
Yeah.
The language used in my classmates. Kill me here with these apostrophes. What's wrong here?
Is it too?
I just think we need spaces. The classmates' assessment earned a 5 out of 5 for authenticity because their assessment meets everything in the checklist for authenticity. The language used in my classmates' assessment is as natural as possible. The items my classmates assessment, that's right, uses are contextualized and not isolated at all because the items in their assessment are created to test students, more than one student, right? Students' reciprocal target language use. Let's put a period there. It's pretty stringy. Just say this. This is mentioned 3 times throughout the assessment at the end of parts 2 through 4. The topics and situations mentioned in my classmates. The topics and situations mentioned in my classmates' assessment are interesting and enjoyable. Since it's about activities students can do on the weekend, students get to come together to come up with destinations and recommendations of places to visit during the weekend. Since it's activities students can do on the weekend, students get to come together to come up with destinations. Yes. The tasks in their assessment represent and are similar to real-world tasks because students get to talk with their classmates about places they go or they would like to go.
They like to go.
They what?
Like to go.
They'd like to go. They would like to go during the weekend. Again, tests and assessment represented are similar to real-world tasks, but the students get to talk with their classmates about places they would like to go during the weekend. Students in my classmates' assessment get to interact with each other and give recommendations of places they would like to visit during their weekend. Okay? All right. Ooh, last section. Woohoo! Changes which you suggest to increase reliability, practicality, or authenticity for the next use of this. The changes I would suggest to increase reliability for the next use of the assessment. Is there more than one change?
That's so-called, but we have 2 for each of the words here: reliability, practicality, and
Suggest should be are. Change how you use the examples for the activities in the assessment the next time around by making your assessment a bit more detailed and clearer. A bit more detailed and clear, a bit more detailed and clear, and more clear, a bit more detailed and clear. Let's do that. No, don't do that. A bit more detailed and clear with more wording in each section in your assessment. Do you mean like more details? No, you already said detail.
but the details of the wording, because like the wording is also kind of part of the detail, but like the way they word it.
What about more instruction? With more instruction in each section.
Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say. It's just that
more instruction.
That's what I was trying to say. The wording part was about the instruction.
But that's a little clearer.
Because they only have 1 or 2 sentences for each activity.
Right, so you need more instruction. Okay.
But they just include a kind of an example of each, but it was not like in detail with like more words and instructions.
A bit more detailed and clear with more instruction sets in your assessment. Another change for reliability would be to make your directions a bit longer. How about a bit more specific instead of longer? Yeah. Bit more, say detailed and specific. Detailed and specific. Bit more detailed. Get rid of the detailed, comma. Specific, comma, and clear. Oops, don't do that. Another change for reliability would be to make your directions a bit more detailed, specific, and clear, and to have more details in the steps in each direction. With more details in the steps in each direction. Okay,
Would that be the same thing as the one before? Kind of.
detailed?
Is it kind of similar to the one I had before?
You mean before when?
The sentence before.
The sentence right before. So what we're going to do is get rid of the word detailed here. A bit more specific. That work? That what you mean?
Yeah, because the way it seemed like it was kind of simpler idea.
Another change for reliability would be to make your directions a bit more specific and clear with more details in the steps in each direction. Or do you mean like further back? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean that you feel like you're repeating yourself from before?
Because the way I think that second one was kind of like the same as the one before.
The
Just
second,
like the way I have it is like kind of same idea.
so when you say the one before, which one are you reading?
The sentence before that's what you're
Okay, so I think we got it. Let me see. Change those. Change how we use it. Continue assessment. Detailed and clear word structure. Section. Okay, another change. Jerry mentioned that specific.
kind of
Yeah, you did. So what do you want to do?
because
Take it out?
like because it seems like I'm repeating it.
Yes, it does.
It just I have it again. I have it again, but
Okay.
like with different wording a little bit, but it's the same idea.
So should I take that sentence out?
Yeah. Or like just combine them or something.
Okay, let's see. Instruction section assessment. This. One. This. This would make your directions a bit more specific because there would be more details in the steps in each direction. Right?
I think so.
Okay, the changes I suggest. Just to respect practicalities. Next, use the assessments. Are to mention pressure would be mention to
I meant like to write. They did I think the so-called when we wrote the paper, it didn't say to like include that, but like,
Are you talking to the students? Who are you mentioning?
I'm trying to like say to my classmates to like if they do this again
Okay.
next time around, to make sure they also include that part too.
Okay.
So like they answer that question
Okay.
about like if what like would the teacher have enough time and when will they be grading it?
Let's see. Changes I would suggest to increase practicality for the next year's assessment are to mention to our classmates when the teacher will be grading the assessment, when it would give it back to the students. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So you should say mention to them. Another suggestion. Include another suggestion would what might happen is students aren't able to complete the assessment in 30 minutes. Will they get extra time or another day to complete the assessment? Questions. Okay, the changes I have. I will make that I will so make changes I will make to increase authenticity for the next year's assessment. Make sure and summary of these parts. Sure when you don't need time. Say summary. Changes I will make to increase authenticity for the next year's assessment. Sure. Sure. Changes I will make to authenticity for the next part of the assessment to make sure to summarize the ideas from what you're
Uh-huh.
the ideas at the end of each part. Period. Make sure it's not confusing. Another change would be change concerns. Introduction. Another change concerns the introduction of the project. Another change concerns the introduction of the project. I didn't get what your topic was. Just understand the topic. Topic. When First read. One. Notion concerns introduction. Didn't understand the topic when first read part one of sure to include topic of paper or somewhere giving an introduction. Next, sure to include the topic at the top of the paper or somewhere in the beginning of the introduction. Time. Next time. You start reading paper similar to this assignment. 7. Next time you start reading paper similar to that, make sure to include the topic at the top of the paper. So many yep, there we go. Okay? Good. Okay, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Congratulations. Yay. Accomplishment. A lot of words.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now, we'll see you on Wednesday.
Only on Monday, and that's your last day for this
I'm
semester, right?
confused about that myself. I don't know if Wednesday is my last day or Wednesday is my last day.
Because I think on Wednesday it's the end of the so-called
It is.
semester party down the basement,
Yeah, so I don't know if I have to go early or not. So,
in the basement, or like down downstairs.
yeah. Well, I'll see you at the party.
Yeah, I'll be at the party.
All right, I'll see you at the party. But I'll see you Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Coming in on Tuesday. Doesn't matter.
On Zoom.
Okay. Even if I'm not there, just send me a text.
Yes, yes,
Okay?
yes.
Right. Okay. Nice to finish this up. Okay. Yeah, let me know I did.
It will be the week after.
Okay. Nice. You get a little break. That's great.
Yeah.
Yay. Always nice to have a little break.
You. Yeah, see you Monday.
Okay.